Hi friends, this is PPH 3802 Unit 2 by Dr. M.R. Gadvi. In the previous few lecture series, we have seen about the variations happens especially in the nanophase. So once you have a bulk material and you are shaping to the nanophases, then naturally either it could be a one dimension, two dimension or three dimension, but it do affects on their particular properties very significantly. And few of them, especially the mechanical property we have underlined, like contraction of the lattice and the affection of the melting point while reducing the uh, larger particle to the smaller or a bulk material to the nanomaterial. Now, once you have the nanomaterial, so the basic question arises in our mind that how material could be synthesized or how material could be prepared. This is the today's lecture is not too much innovative in the sense you had already learned a few years back, maybe in your undergrad or maybe in your uh, general reading or maybe a certain flashes in the your 12th grade. So let's resharpen the things. So basically we do have a bulk material over here, so it is a larger one, a macro size, that means you can measure it with a ruler and so on. Now this one, the spherical one, beads type, a green one, that is our nanoparticles. So it could be one dimension, two dimension, three dimension. Right now we are not bothering about whether this is one dimension, two dimension or three dimensions, but it is a nano phase. Okay, so nanoparticles. Now to approach this one, as it is guided from the arrow line, you can understand one is this process and another is the another process, and the one is the way to approach the bulk to nano, that is called the top down approach. That means on top you have the large particle, and you are downing, as you are down them, and you can reaches to your target, that is the nanoparticles. Okay, so from a larger chunk to the nano phase you are converting it. Now how you can approach this one from this large particle to the nanoparticle? There are some agents or agencies are working in between the larger particle to the nanoparticle. And what are the methodology? So methodology are listed here. It could be the very initiative and the very first methodology what evolved, rather I should say it is the, आप बोलते हैं ना नींव की ईंट. तो जब नैनो साइंस इज इमर्ज आउट, so that is a decade of some around 1970s to 80s, where the lots of work, theoretical work was carried out, and how the nano phase is responding. So the very first method was the mechanical milling or the grinding, right? Or pulverizing is a more scientific word, rather I should say. So this is a mechanical milling. Thereafter the different scientific community are getting involved by looking to the very bright scope of scientific research point of view as well as the technology point of view, and therefore this all are the method listed over here are developed later on. Okay, so one is the etching, then the laser ablation, sputtering technology, electric explosions, and so on. Now, electro explosion, sputtering, laser, this all methods or few of them we definitely touch in detail, maybe in the next lecture. The other approach to achieve this nanoparticle is right from, as it's named, understand the both rather name is given according to the mechanism, right? The larger to smaller, so it's a top down, and bottom up. So bottom up methodology, that means you start up with the molecule or the atomic level, and you arrange them in colonial, or you can say you can arrange them in group wise. You can arrange them molecule wise, you can arrange them in assembling them in a group of or colonies wise, and you make it a molecule, and thereafter you can nucleization will be taken place, and nucleization will taken place will lead to the growth of the bound beads, or you can say the particles, and you can stop somewhere the process of a nucleation, or you can cut off the nucleation growth. Somewhere it reaches to the nano phase. So atomic phase, that is some around in the even smaller to the nano, so you can say the angstroms phase, and then you can reaches to the nano, you can stop there. So few of them are very well known, like you can say the uh, supercritical fluid synthesis, spinning technology, Sol-Gel process is, I think, many of the uh, scientists had worked on the Sol-Gel process. It's a solid gel crystallization and growing up the molecules in some chemical process. Laser pyrolysis, chemical vapor deposition, so it's also known as a CVD, molecular condensation, chemical reduction, and the green synthesis. Now, each bottom-up method as well as all the top-down method, they having their own merits and demerits. We will also underline few of them over here right now. But in nutshell, if I will say that how to get the nanoparticles, either a top down method or the bottom up method. Top down method, that means you are shaping your larger particles to the smaller one. One of the very best example given by one of my friend, and working in the, he says that like uh, you might have heard the word Ajanta and Ellora caves, right? So especially the Ellora caves, if you visited, or if you will not, you have not yet done in future, if you will find it out. So there is an encarving of the uh, idol or the Murat bana, Shiv Ji ka Murat banaya hai. That would be from a larger stone to the, they will shape to the till the end of the shape of temple as well as the idol. So what I want to highlight, you having a large amount of a single stone, and then you are carving them to the particular shape, or the sculptural artists are making a sculpture from a larger stone to the smaller one. So you have a larger and you are taking a smaller shape till the shape or till the requirement is achieved. Okay. Synthesis of a nanoparticle, as I said, we had discussed bottom up and top down method. So bottom up approach, if I will underline the few things, then bottom up approach, that is a molecular component arrangement themselves, and more complex assemblies, atom by atom, or you can say molecule by molecule, or the clusters by clusters, as we had said that bottom up approach is widely used nowadays because it's easy to tackle them from this level, and you can stop at a desired level, right? The molecular component arrange themselves into the some of the useful configurations or conformations using the concept of the molecular self assembly. A few examples are the synthesis nanoparticle by the colloidal. Unfortunately, this year, because of the unavailability of a lab, we will not able to, otherwise either by visiting a few laboratories or in our own laboratory, you may have certainly a chance to synthesize the particle by yourself. Anyway, the another is atom by atom, as I said, or molecule by molecule, or the clusters by clusters. These are the way. The another approach is the top down approach. So if you go with the bottom up arrow is like this, what we had already discussed, CVD or the chemical vapor deposition and so on. So you are tackling the atoms and reaching to the nanoparticles. The another one is you having a large chunk and reaching to this one. Laser ablation is one of the method. Maybe Professor U.S. Joshi is referring the laser ablation methodology, what he is using in his intense research laboratory and so on in School of Science. The another well known and the pioneering method, that is a ball milling method. So this is a top down method what we would like to discuss over here. Then in this is the approach where it is extremely controlled device. It is taking a longer time to work out with this. So in this approach, nanoscale devices are created by the using the larger and extremely controlled device to the direct and their assembly. So जहाँ तक ये top down method की बात हो रही है, you having a large assembly and you having each parameter can be controlled. So top down approach method uses the traditional workshop like micro fabrication methods, which exactly control the tools and used to cut or meal and the shape the materials into the desired shape. So that is what we had taken. So the best example is iterations or the milling. Iteration, that means to pulverize or to grinding the material by heavy pressure or the heavy force on that particular. So and the hybrid, the word itself you can understood the combinations of both, that means the top down method and bottom up method. So basically the scientists are wish to having a larger volume outcome through the any methodology what you are adopting. To be honestly, each method, many speakers for in case of the nanoscience are referring that word top down method is a old method and it is nowadays very rarely used. But I would like to underline that see, all methodology to having a particle there having their own merits and demerits always. But like top down methods where you are also what is your purpose of consumptions of your nanophase or the nanoparticles, that is very important. Whether you require a monodispersity or whether you are going for a biological applications, then definitely your top down method won't work. And if you are going for a biology applications, you require almost all your nanoparticles are of the same size. So such kind is known as a monodisperse पार्टिकल माने सभी पार्टिकल, मोनो डिस्पर्स माने एक ही तरह के, मोनो माने सिंगल साइज, तो मोनो डिस्पर्स होने चाहिए, लेकिन वहीं पे नहीं होता है. हाइब्रिड माने बोथ द टेक्निक्स आर बॉटम अप and the top down method are employed over here. Lithography is one of the examples, right? Now you might have heard the word lithography. Those students who are in the Xavier, so they are, I had already taught them in the SYBS electronics. Lithography is basically a technique to fabricate the IC. So it is a VLSI technology, SSI small scale, or the LSI, that is a large scale integration, and so on. So this all are the VLSI technology is one of the best technology right now. Even your mobile, what is right now in your pocket, so that all are using the lithography technique. What they are doing basically, they have a chip and so they are fabricating by molecule and by atomic level. So you are basically using the bottom up method. But once you having a the chip is get ready, then you are shaping them into a transistor or a diode or making a ohmic contact and this and that, then you are required to etch them. दैट मीन्स आपको उसको थोड़े बहुत पोर्शन उसमें से इच आउट करना पड़ेगा. सो इट्स अ मैकेनिकल वन. सो यू आर शेपिंग देन इन योर डिजायरमेंट. So that would be a top down method. So lithography technology or the fabrication of diode, transistors, ICs, these all are basically lithography, and that is basically a hybridization of top down and bottom up methods. Okay. So nanoparticle could be also achieved via lithography, and one of the examples what we are underlining here, that is you can say that ultraviolet irradiation, you having a aerosol technology, you having a lithography, you having a laser ablations, and you having a ultrasonic sonications or the ultrasonic method. So ultrasonic method, so each branch are evolved by so many years, and many scientific community, especially the chemical scientists or chemistry people, are working a lot on this for finding out the different disadvantage. It's very expensive because this all are, let us say, laser ablations, lithography. aerosol technology, it has required a very high vacuum technology and so on, ultraviolet radiation, so you required a very controlled ultraviolet beam or ultrasonic, then you can having a very precise frequency source beam. This all are making a very expensive devices, and therefore it involves in your development. At the same time, you require many time a hazardous or the which is a dangerous kind of a chemical. It should be controlled under the very precise way, otherwise it could be explosive or the poisonous too. The one of the listing method of the bottom up one was the green synthesis. So it is definitely the word way you had wrought, that is a green synthesis. So naturally it is a nice one, but what is I can underline that green synthesis is basically more or use a biological system, but microbial synthesis, so again it having a limitations. The life and time is very critical over there in case of a synthesization of that. The disadvantage, it is written over here, the low dispersity and the low production. लो प्रोडक्शन डेफिनेटली यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, माने इतना ज़्यादा उत्पादन नहीं होगा तो आप इंडस्ट्रीज़ या तो टेक्नोलॉजी या तो टेक्नोक्रेट्स को आप सप्लाई नहीं कर सकते. आई हैड ओवरहर्ड समवेयर in the some article that nanosilica powder is widely used at present in many applications, right from tire fabrications to aircraft and aerospace shapes and parts, car automotive parts, the medical equipments and so on. So that is widely used, but each and every applications required a very precise size of the silica particle and so on. That means a mono dispersity, माने हर कोई पार्टिकल एक सिंगल साइज के होने चाहिए. माने अगर आप 1 किलो सिलिका पाउडर ले रहे हो तो उसमें से 95% तो एक ही साइज़ के होने चाहिए. सो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड अ काइंड ऑफ अ मोनो डिस्पर्सिटी. So that will become very costly, or by using this methodology, either you doesn't have the production quantity, or you don't require. If you go for higher production, then you are losing the monodispersis. So that is to the disadvantage over here. Okay, so now let us take a few examples of it. The quantum dots, so I'm just taking one of the quantum dots, so that is nanorods. Crystalline nanoparticles made the semiconductor materials small enough to show the quantum mechanical properties, like dimensions is some around in between 1 to 100 nanometers. The electronic property are intermediary of a bulk semiconductor and the discrete molecules. Anyway, they are closely related to their shape and size. The size irreversible proportional to the band gap. Now, inversely proportional to the band gap. This is the underlining part is the size and shape. So you had already come across with the two mathematical modeling what we have seen in the last two lectures, that the size and shapes matters a lot, especially in the case of nano phase. So this is says that in the quantum dots they are highly used in the semiconductors, and in semiconductors naturally it's dealt with the band gap, so they say that the size is inversely proportional to the band gap. That means as the size is smaller, band gap would be larger, and the shape also affect the with this one. Made from a range of a material like a zinc sulfide, lead sulfide, and cadmium selenide, and this all are the possible over here. It can be toxic while using a human body. It is also to be underlined over here, and there is a one scientific community are working strongly for development of the nanoscience and nanotechnology. There is a one scientific community is raising the banner that wait, this is a toxic and very hazardous for the human, because our body porosity or the our sweating uh, porous holes of or our skin porosity is definitely allow the nanophase to enter in our body. So that's why never touch the nanoparticles or nanophase by your direct finger. You should be gloves properly and then you should touch, otherwise it may create some kind of the side effect to your body. So applications of the nanorods are that detection of a toxin or the pathogens, or so it's a biological one, defining their characteristic including the virulence or the examples of the pathogens and the targeted so far, cryptosporidium and lambalia and so on. So these are one method sample has given that a particular coil and the solar will make sufficient to make the pathogens to the targeted particular, but still to be honestly speaking this all are certified on the animals, not yet on the human being. Used in the display technology, used in the micro electromechanical system. So it's very well known. MEMS is again a very, it's a cancer therapeutic. So it is, as it is mentioned over here, the targeted delivery or the pathogens of the targeted. So jahan whatever you are desired, the whatever the cancerogenic part is desired to be treated, so some toxin are directly reached to that particular cancerogenic area, and then you can leave that molecule so it start working on it. Nanofibers and their applications produced from the varieties of the polymers like nylon and polystyrenes and so on. Properties are low densities and large surface area to the mass, uh, high porous volume and small pore size and so on. Applications, if I say that, then the peptide and nanofibers are associated to form the nanofibers scaffold with the well ordered nanopores, an ideal material for the 3D cell culture and the artificial. So because as it is a the porosity is very high, so kind of the earlier medium to cultivate the bacterial and the bacterial colony, that is agar, and it is the best over here is the nanofibers or the peptide fibers, which can intake the hydrogen or the oxygen, or even the water consumption is very high. I mean it has a very large porous volume, so you can sustain wetness within that very long time. So that is all. So control cell differentiations and regenerative medicines would be supported, used to make the sensors and detected and chemical agents and so on. So this all are the advantages over here: efficiency, batteries and the food packaging. So nanofiber having a very nice outcome, and many, if you will go through the Google search, you will find many uh, patents are also made over there. Nanowires, so it's commonly called as the quantum wires as well. Thickness is some around 10 to the power minus 9 meters. Aspect ratio, that would be greater than, aspect ratio that means length to the width, माने diameter and the length. तो length जितनी ज़्यादा है, width जितनी कम है, so aspect ratio will be larger, so as thinner as, right? So development of the microprocessors, prototype sensors and the nano robots, nanobots, kind of robots as well. So this is all are the applications area of nanowires used in the biosensing purpose. Nanowires is based on the devices of the ultra sensitive and the can detect a wide range of the biological and chemical like a DNA and the drug molecules, etc. can detect the presence of the altered genes associated with the cancers as well. So, this is there. Carbon nanotubes, single wall and the multi wall you had already studied in your 12th grade, so I am just keeping them. This material is available on this one, it's a YouTube reference. Thank you so much for paying attention. Stay home, stay safe.